Well, welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? 15th of October 2024 it is, and we're here to bring you how Gyökeres is really erupting in goals, and very many people are really gonna be like, we wish he was playing for our club, and those are none other than the fans for the club of Arsenal. Smash the like button close to 100 times, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. And let's continue to subscribe because we want to hit how many subscribers? We want to hit 30,000 subscribers of this channel. And remember, we are voting for one of our partners. He's known as the Eye Dental Care. The link is into the description box below, and continue to really vote hugely because we want to overtake our opponent in there for you that is really in the lead. And let's continue to vote endlessly. Now, Mono Gadgets are dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops, and they also deal in used phones and used laptops from the United Kingdom. They are really here to bring you the latest news and information. They are here to bring you the latest phone series, and types, and generations and laptops, 11th gen, name it, 13th, and so on and so forth. They're here to obviously provide you all those. So if at all you feel like you need a laptop, you need a phone, used, all new, call them on +256 70 99 88 665, and you'll thank me later in here onto this channel. So that is Mono Gadgets for you. And yesterday, Sweden went ahead to obviously go ahead and obviously do the needful, and they went ahead and obviously won their other game, and looks like they are qualifying for the quarterfinals of the UEFA Nations League. And guess what? They are really that side that went ahead obviously put in a very huge shift. And guess who was the master of the day? It was none other than Viktor Gykeres. Viktor Gykeres is really a very good player, and he has gone ahead obviously put in a very huge shift into the mix, and he doesn't really stop. And he's like, we are gonna really continue to put in the shift, not until teams like Arsenal get to know that they really missed out onto a number 9, And he's really sending a statement outside there that, guys, I'm worth the €100 million release clause that Sporting Lisbon went ahead obviously put into my contract. That's the message that the guy is really sending in here. And I'm like, all right, you are really sending a message. Very many people are like, he's not worth €100 million. And now the guy is obviously ticking the box of consistency, and he's like, this season he's firing in goals to an extent that even Fabrizio Romano felt caught, and it was like, we need to discuss something about Viktor Gyökeres. And in his submission, he came out and told us the following on his X account, that is Fabrizio Romano, that Viktor Gyökeres scores again for Sweden and also provided an assist for Strasbourg Gen Sebastian Nanasi. You get? And yesterday he had a goal and an assist onto him. Now Fabrizio went ahead to break down his season: 12 goals, 3 assists for Sporting Lisbon in 11 games. That adds up to his goal involvement being 15 in the league or for the club. Then 4 goals and 3 assists in 4 games for Sweden. Those are 7 goal involvements, and in total he has gone ahead to play 15 games. He has 16 goals and 6 assists, balancing the pedal, and that is the guy known as Viktor Gyökeres. For me, I don't really undermine his talent, but I believe he might be having some attributes of the game that he's really missing out on his game. I might tell you, because for a person who is firing in goals like this, €100 million are really peanuts in the modern game of football, because very many teams in the summer we are looking for center forward. Spurs, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, you get, even Man City was looking for one, because they knew that the Argentine striker, that is Julian Alvarez, wanted to leave the side of Man City because he was really not getting ample playing time and he wanted to get a team where he's really gonna be the main man. So for Gyökeres to not get a team that is willing to pay 100 million euros for him, that is 85 million pounds last summer, it was really disappointing. Even PSG, we are looking in for centre forward, because Goncalo Ramos is still injured till up to now, and everyone was like, why isn't Gyökeres really going into that ilk? Because with the numbers he had last season, close to 37 goals, there is no way you could obviously not really consider him. Now, the shocking bit is here. A team known as Spurs went ahead to spend 60 to 65 million pounds to bring in Solanke, right? Yet Viktor Gyökeres was there. You get? And he was somehow linked to the side of Spurs, and everyone was like, all right, Spurs might obviously consider him, And on the 65 million pounds they really paid, it was only 15 million pounds. Sorry, they are only 20 million pounds apart, to go in for Viktor Gyökeres. And you ask yourself, why? Why didn't they obviously go in for this player? Yet they would have gone ahead, obviously, pay that 60 million pounds that they paid to Bournemouth for Solanke as the guaranteed fees, and they could negotiate those 20 million pounds to be add-ons, like according to his performances, like you saw how Liverpool went ahead to do. However much they bought Darwin Núñez, 88 million euros. I think they had close to 60 million euros as guaranteed fees, and I think the 28 million euros were really add-ons. So Spurs would have gone ahead, obviously, negotiate a deal like that, provided they had seen Viktor Gyökeres as the right amount, obviously, coming through and put in a shift altogether. You understand? But the moment they never went in for that, then that really posed some huge question marks onto Viktor Gyökeres. You understand? Then when you look at Arsenal, however badly they needed a striker, they are only looking to sign one striker, and that was Benjamin Sesko for around 55 million pounds. And Arsenal were like, if it's not Sesko, we are not going anywhere near a centre forward. Yet we knew to it that one of the positions that Arsenal prioritized when they are going into the summer of 2024 was the centre forward. That is it. Centre forward was one of those roles or those positions that they're really looking to obviously put up to into the mix at the club of Arsenal. But they are like, we are not going for Gyökeres, And the big question is, why are these clubs not going in for Gyökeres? Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, Man City, you get? Why aren't they going in for Viktor Gyökeres? That is it. Real Madrid are needing of a striker, because they believe that maybe Mbappe would best operate when he's being played as a wide forward. You let Vinicius play on the right and Mbappe play. Sorry, you let Vinicius play on the left and Mbappe plays on the right. You understand? So I'm just finding myself in a hard position to obviously give out the best answers to why such things are not really happening. But I tell you, there might be something that we need to obviously understand about the lad known as Viktor Gyökeres, because he has the numbers. Even right now, he's one of the highest scoring forwards in Europe. Even if I think you add all the goals of Haaland, does Haaland have 16 goals this season for club and country? You get? I don't think so. I think no striker in Europe has more goals than Viktor Gyökeres. By why are teams not going for him to trigger that release clause of his? You get? I don't know why. But all in all, he's really ticking the box of being consistent. I told you that what will make a player world class is doing what he does consistently, because you can be inconsistent, blow hot and cold, be lukewarm like that. Like Marcus Rashford, he'll give you this season good, next season bad. You get? But look at Bukayo Saka, he's consistent. And amidst everything that is surrounding this guy or clouding his career, why don't they really look out for one thing known as consistency? I think that's the best box that everyone should come out and obviously tick to see to it that everything really moves on as planned. So that is Viktor Gyökeres for you. He went ahead and obviously scored in the two games that Sweden went ahead to play, and he comes in through to really be playing in the Champions League, in the Premier let's go for Sporting and see the games he's really going to play. And I know Arsenal is really one of those games that they are really gonna play very soon before we go to the next international break. Now, Saturday, Falamacao is hosting Sporting Lisbon. Then in the Taça da Liga, Sporting is playing Nacional. Then 1st November, Sporting will be playing... they are starting it off with Cremonense on the 18th. Then they will play Sturm Graz in the Champions League. That is on Tuesday, October 22nd. Then 26th, Famalicão. That's the team they're really going to be playing. Then they'll play Nacional in the Taça da Liga. Sporting Estrela Amroada is another one. Then they have to play... they'll have to play Man City. They'll host Man City, and then they'll end up with Braga before they go to the second international break that's going to be starting on the 11th of November. And obviously, when they return, obviously, he will be hosting Arsenal at their stadium in Portugal. And this is where he's going to be asking Arsenal questions that, why didn't you obviously sign me? Why didn't you sign me? And we'll be waiting to see how he's really going to be looking when he faces the creme de la creme of central defenders as Saliba, and Gabriel Magalhaes. How do they really had to obviously do the needful into the game? So we wait to see how he's really going to be facing Arsenal. And if I told him Viktor Gykeres, when I face Arsenal, I have to penalize them, send them a message, inflict pain on them, and inform them that you would have gone ahead, obviously, sign me because this is what you're missing. You know, sometimes it's always good for a player to inflict pain on the team that really never wanted to sign him. You know, we've seen that on very many players. And even if a player feels like he has to obviously find himself move to a certain club, when he faces it, he has to show it. Like Arsenal spotted Cristiano Ronaldo first, and they're not willing to pay £12 million and £80 million of add-ons, you know, to make it £20 million in 2020. I think it was 2023. You remember when Man United went ahead and obviously played Sporting Lisbon, and the player knew to it that Arsenal were not really willing to meet the realistic valuation for Sporting Lisbon for his head. Obviously, he was like, let me showcase what I can on Manchester United. And when he showcased what he can, you know what happened? Ferguson was like, all the players, Roy Keane, Ferdinand, and all the senior players at Manchester United told Ferguson that, please, Fergie, we are leaving Sporting Lisbon with Ronaldo. And obviously that deal was really given green light, and it obviously resulted into what the player is. So Gyökeres might send them a message and obviously beat them hands down, and maybe beating him will obviously send a very huge message to him that he needs to be doing the needful. Then let's go to Szoboszlai. Fabrizio tells us that brace for Dominik Szoboszlai last night for Hungary, 3 goals for club and country in the first 2 months of the season. Even Szoboszlai is really looking great, and I saw him really humiliate the side of Netherlands in a game that ended I think it ended 1-1, you know, but he's really trying to put in the required shift altogether into the mix, and that is Dominik Szoboszlai. Now, the other update that really went ahead to happen into the preseason, into the international break that we need to talk about, is all about Paul Maldini's son, Daniel, made his debut for Italy in Udine, same pitch where Paul made his debut as Milan legend. It's the first time ever in Italy history to see 3 players from the same family wear the Azzurri shirt: Casare, Paul Maldini, and Daniel Maldini. Now, I watched that game, but if I tell you, look at the second goal that Italy scores, Maldini went ahead to obviously put in a very, 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 very good pass, you know, that resulted into a cutback that their captain, shirt number 7, had obviously hit that ball into the back of the net. So his son is obviously one of those that has shown huge interest, obviously come up and really put in the required shift all together to represent for the country in there for you. So we are here to wait and see how things really pan out in here for you. and that is the son of Maldini. I'm just trying to obviously rush through certain things that went ahead to obviously happen into that long. Has it been long? That international break, because I think most of the games are really going to be played today, and the players are really going to be flying back to their respective clubs. Now, lastly, there is this shirt number 7 of Germany. If at all you watch that game, you know very well. Jamie Lewling scored on his debut for Germany after getting his first call-up ever due to an injury and playing last minute due to an injury. Despite goal disallowed in the first half, Lewling scored in the second half. Unforgettable night. And guys, if you know what Netherlands is all about, it's one of those huge teams that really have huge stars, and scoring a goal on your debut when you're facing a club or a national team that has quality of that level, I tell you what, you should obviously feel excited about yourself. And this is where I come in and really tell you, it is really one of those moments that are really unforgettable into what we are really looking at right about now. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. That has been what I had to discuss for you today. But Gyökeres is erupting goals, not volcano. The mountain called Gyökeres is erupting goals. You very much know that mountains erupt volcano, but is it magma, right? They erupt magma and lava, right? But this guy is erupting goals. And what are your thoughts about it? Into the comment section below. We out.